Okay. All right, so we're gonna practice horse stance now. So horse stance is actually a martial thing I learned in martial arts that helped me so much with my riding. I couldn't believe it. So I think it's a great way to improve your seat and your feel and your balance when you ride. So just like these ladies are, feet 2 hip distances apart, and you're gonna make sure, we're gonna be more in a dressage position here where your legs are rolled in from your greater trochanter right here, so from your hips are rolled straight forward. So double check that, and that you have even weight the whole way across your feet, right? They're not more on the outside than the inside. And then you're just gonna sink down, right? So you're gonna bend your knees, sink your hips down. All right, and if we're talking about improving our dressage seat as opposed to our jumping, more forward jumping seat, we want to make sure when we sink down like that, that we have our shoulders right above our hips, and that we've got a little bit of a, yeah, that's better, a little bit of a pelvic tilt so that the lower back is absolutely flat. So to check that, you can put your hand back here on the small of your back and see if there's a little bit of an arch in it, or is it neutral and flat? And if it's not neutral and flat, you want to roll your pelvis underneath you a little bit. That's better, Jill. And when you roll your pelvis, when you do a little bit of that pelvic tilt, you really have time to focus on making sure you're doing it with the same muscles we use for plank, right? And rolling it under that way and not clamping the butt at all to do it. All right, so that looks pretty good, ladies. And then the next thing you can focus on is rolling those shoulder blades in and down. So it can be a great thing to do, to take just a couple arm rolls backwards like this and find, and you can even do them both at once, and find when your shoulder blades are close and down your back, and then hold them there. And you'll notice that opens up the front of your, it opens up your collarbones and opens the front of your chest, right? Yeah. And what that does is it puts your arms in the perfect position when you ride, because now your shoulders are here, your elbows fall right behind, right underneath, and then you just lift your forearms up, and then you hold your fingers. You could even do your hand exercises while you're in here, right? Haha, very funny. So, right? And so you can see how long you can hold this, right? And this is a great exercise to do for improving your seat and your balance. And then if you want to get into a more forward seat jumping stance, you can roll your legs out just a little bit, right? So it's like you would be on the horse with the back third of your leg against the horse. Yep. And your toes pointed just a little bit out. Flex your ankles here a little bit so you put a little more weight in your heels. Yep. And then you're just going to slightly fold forward so that your shoulders are about right above the front part of your thigh, because this is not your jumping position, this is your more forward seat riding, right? Okay. And then one really good thing you can practice here is going into your jumping position, and when you go into your jumping position, that your hips, yeah, good Jill, are not going to move forward at all. You're going to fold right here at your hip angle, yeah, and your elbows go forward. And then when you sit back up, yeah, good. That's really good. Because a lot of the problem people make when they jump, you want to give an example of that, Jill, is that they go forward with their elbows with their hips. Like they want to go into jumping position from here to here,
right. Okay.
And then they lose their balance forward, right, and go on their toes, and the lower legs slide back. So go ahead into,
like, do it like you just did it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it makes you lose your balance forward and lean on the horse's neck, right? So a really good thing to practice is that if you want to improve your balance in your jumping position. So it was good.
Do you want to listen to one of these to see if we can even hear you?